one has to wonder, as these issues seem to implode into the popular consciousness, one has to wonder why the left, and I mean the left, I don't, I hate to put all these people together, but I mean the left, why are these people afraid to debate these issues? I've been online for the last 3 years asking these questions, and I get a lot of hostility, I get a lot of anger, and I don't get people actually creating a dialogue. And a lot of us questioning things like global warming, now there's ClimateGate, they're obviously covering up data. We're beginning to re-understand what marriage is. We're asking questions. We're asking people to define why we can't have a separate contract, why we have to lie and have to use the politics of equivalence, not equality. We take the dignity away from people by pretending that everyone is the same. Why you are so afraid to debate? Because maybe you don't really have much to stand on beyond popular opinion. And as the popular opinion goes away, the issue is exposed. You couldn't pass gay marriage in New York State. You couldn't pass gay marriage in California State. I've been online here for the last year asking people about this issue, trying to question them, trying to find out what their take is. And it's like, you guys are a bunch of joy behars. I mean, what are you afraid of? If you believe in gay marriage, make an argument beyond the fact that you feel that it takes your dignity away. Because, you know what, I don't have a driver's license, and I feel that takes my dignity away. Okay? I mean, we are not all the same. There's a difference between equality and equivalence. So please, if you really feel strongly about the issue, we're here. We're asking the questions. I'm not presenting this as a religious issue. I understand that there's discrepancy. I don't ask you to have faith. I'm asking, what makes you think that you can pass legislation which is completely dishonest, like gay marriage, simply because you want to make the same terms for everyone when everyone is different? As I predicted, and everybody said I was wrong, but I turned out to be right, the gay marriage bill failed and is now dead. Shh, don't tell anyone because the media isn't really picking up on this. You see, New York isn't exactly middle America, and this is actually a sign. Some people think that it's a sign that at least this issue is being debated. And yes, it is being debated, and we're rethinking about how and why we need marriage. We're beginning to understand that marriage is not about just being a Christian. Marriage is not just about religion. Marriage is an essential element of a society. It dates before Christianity. It dates before Judaism. It is something that is needed. There is a need for a model. There is a need for us to make a community that is safe for children. When you speak about gay marriage, I mentioned this before, do we feel safer having sex outside of marriage than before? Is it safer? Is that a good thing? Because in gay marriage, obviously, there would be a need for someone to procreate outside of a marriage. Now, of course, there's artificial insemination. But people forget that perhaps the dating ritual that heterosexuals take part in filters out bad genetics. There's actually an existential reason for marriage. There's an existential reason for the entire biological system to work the way it does. You can't just go to a sperm bank and say, okay, give me a doctor. It doesn't work that way. You could be choosing poorly. You need to live with a person and find out what they're like. Genetics works the way it does because it's developed and evolved for thousands and millions and gazillions of years. It's not because of any religion. It's because heterosexual relationships fulfill a function in society, and it's time that we stopped hating heterosexuals and start giving them credit. And yes, there is a certain hate that goes on among, especially places like Seismic, but other places and the elite, not in this time, because right now there's a backlash against this kind of elite. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of that right now because we're actually experiencing what Obama is about, experiencing what he represents, late-term abortions, all types of stuff. But in general, for most of my life, you know, I remember being called a breeder in high school. It's not transparent for us to call something that isn't. When you commit to marriage, you are committing to developing a child with that person. That means not just going outside of a marriage and doing this. It has something, it means something, and it's not transparent, it's not constitutional to lie about what your intent to do with a marriage contract is. A marriage means something specific. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that you love somebody. You can love somebody without marriage. It means something that you have the intent to bring children into the world. And if you aren't bringing children in the world, the intent is to reinforce the behavior of bringing children in the world. Now, I'm not married, and I have a kid. Or I have a son who I don't have custody over due to the economics of what's going on right now. I can't afford to take care of him, so my girlfriend and her family are taking care of him. And my girlfriend's sister is either gay or bisexual, I'm not sure. But, you know, my girlfriend doesn't believe in marriage, so she won't marry me. And that's, you know, that's a choice that she made, and I chose to stay with her. This isn't about hate. I mean, you know, I've obviously been burned by this whole debate, you know, and my son has been burned by this whole debate. But I don't hate my girlfriend because she has chosen to spite our relationship as a result of empathy for those that can't get married. She hurts my kid, but at any rate, all this is for nothing. Gay marriage is not something that people feel comfortable with. It's a lie. And you can push it in certain circles, but in the end, it'll be rejected. And what's happening right now is we are rethinking the argument against gay marriage. We can't just say it's not Christian. We can't just say it's not Jewish. We can't just say it's against Hinduism or any other religion in the world. We can't just say it that way. We have to specifically say what marriage is. And it's something that is essential and needed by a society.